Hello. In this video, our learning goal is going to be to look at a graph of an equation of a line and then write the equation of that line in slope-intercept form. So the format of our lesson today is I am going to give the introduction, and rather than moving to our groups to do our learning, we are going to do a matching activity, and then we will debrief after the matching activity, and then he'll have some time to complete the homework. So again, in today's lesson, what I would like to start off with is I'd like to start with just kind of reviewing slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form of an equation of a line is y equals mx plus b, where m represents the slope of the line. Today, since we're looking at graphs, we'll consider slope to be rise over run. And then the b value in that equation is the y-intercept, which is where the equation of the line crosses the y-axis. So just kind of as an introductory example here, if we look at this graph, you can kind of zoom in so you can see it a little bit better here, that I can see that this is crossing the y-axis down at -1, -2, -3, -4. So my y-intercept is at -4, and the slope is up 3 over 1. So my slope of 3 over 1 reduces to a value of 3. Okay, so if I go ahead and write the equation of the line, then I have y equals 3x minus 4. It's important when you write this that your equation has a y and an x in it. That again, a line with positive slope will increase when you look at it from left to right. So your slope is a positive value, right? Crosses the y-axis at -4. Those are some things that you can look at when you're trying to check your answer. So we'll look at just a couple more examples here just so you get the gist of it. Okay, this one right here crosses the y-axis at -3. If I go ahead and calculate slope, it looks like it's up 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So slope is 2/5. And so the equation of this line then in slope-intercept form would be y equals 2/5 x minus 3. It's not our main focus for today, but we did also study some special cases like some horizontal and vertical lines. So I have a vertical line as a part of our example here today. That the slope of this is undefined. It doesn't cross the y-axis, so I can't put it in slope-intercept form exactly. But if we notice on this line that no matter where you're at, the x value is always going to be -3. So if you're up here, it's -3, 2. If you're down here, it's -3, -4. So the x value is always -3. The y value has nothing to do with it. And so the equation for that line is x equals -3. It is dependent only on x, and the y value doesn't matter. So x equals -3. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this next one. It looks like it crosses the y-axis up at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the y-intercept is up at 5. And the slope, if I kind of sketch that in, is down 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my slope is down 2 over 8. We do need you to simplify that, reduce that fraction, that both of those are divisible by 2. So if I divide 2 by 2, -2 by 2, I get -1. If I divide 8 by 2, I get 4, so -1/4. So y equals -1/4 x plus 5. All right. Want to look at this case right here that notice that the y-intercept is at 0. So the slope on this is up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over 1, 2, 3. So slope is 4/3. And so even though when we write this in slope-intercept form, we could write that as +0, that anytime I add 0 to something, it remains unchanged. So I would want to rewrite that then as y equals 4/3 x. So again, if you end up having a y value of 0, you're maybe going to not see that b value listed there explicitly. So I'm going to scroll this back up to the top so you can see this one example. And so I would like the video to be paused now, and we will do that matching or cut and paste activity for you to match the graphs to the equations. And we'll come back when we're done with that activity and do our notes debrief that we usually do after the group work. All right, so coming back from the matching group work activity, that although you weren't able to maybe get up in your groups and do that, but you did at your seat, maybe with some people around you, you were able to gain some experience with writing slope-intercept form. So we're ready for our debrief. So if you could turn to this page in the notes. So we're going to go ahead and it says, what is slope-intercept form of a line? So that's that y equals mx plus b. So again, the m represents the slope or the steepness of your line that's found by doing rise over run. The b value is your y-intercept. So that's where the line crosses the y-axis. The coordinates of that point are at 0b. Here's the example that we used in the warm-up. So again, the y-intercept of this is down at -1, 2, 3, 4. So crosses the y-axis at -4. If we sketch in the slope of that line, it was up 3 over 1, which reduces to just 3. So the equation of that line was 3x minus 4. Okay. Some vocabulary that we learned this lesson. So a word that you maybe haven't heard in a while is y-intercept. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Let's try that again. So the y-intercept has an x-coordinate of 0. The y-coordinate is the y value where the graph crosses or intersects the y-axis. Okay, some special cases that we want to be careful of is we want to make sure that you keep track of the x and y axis. Okay, so that's something that's important. We want to also talk about horizontal and vertical lines. So I'm just going to make a couple little mini axes there. I'm going to switch colors so it's a little bit easier to see. That if I had a vertical line going, and I just kind of sketched an example that it crossed the x-axis at 3, that this line here is at x equals 3, that no matter where you're at on the line, the y value doesn't matter, the x will always be 3. Similarly, on a horizontal line, if we were to sketch this down here at -4, no matter where on this line you're at, the x value doesn't matter, but the y value is always going to be -4. So horizontal lines will always be y equals a constant, and vertical lines will always be x equals a constant. So I want to use this knowledge that you gained through the matching activity and the notes debrief to complete the check for understanding on the back side of this sheet. Feel free to check your answers as you're going. Yeah, again, so in this lesson we went over graphing, writing equations in slope-intercept form from graphs.